Welcome to Meet Your Neighbor, the podcast that highlights the people and stories that make Westbrook Village a truly exceptional community. I'm your host, Steve Marilla, local realtor, neighbor, and proud member of this vibrant community. Each episode, we sit down with residents to learn about their careers, life experiences, and what brought them to Westbrook Village. It's a chance to connect, share, and celebrate the unique journeys that shape our neighborhood. Thanks for tuning in. And now, let's meet your neighbor. Welcome back to the Meet Your Neighbor podcast. Normally, I'd have a nice short introduction and we'd have a nice long interview. Today, Bud ran a little short on his interview, so we're going to run a little long on the intro. I thought I would use this opportunity to share how the podcast started and my why. Why am I starting a podcast and what do I get out of it? Well, let me give you a little history of my background. I grew up in northern Wisconsin, Poplar, Wisconsin, home of Richard Ira Bong. He was a flying ace from World War II. Nobody knows that, but I mention it because every day I went to elementary, I had a plane in front of my school, and I thought it was pretty cool as a kid. My first job was working at Chicopee Farms. It was an egg farm that I picked eggs every weekend. So I would go there Saturday morning and Sunday morning and pick eggs. Every holiday, Thanksgiving. I did that from the age of 12 to 18. I think even 19. I might have did it when I started college. It was a hard job. I was picking eggs in the summer, in the winter. I could fit about 6 eggs in my little hands, in each hand, and I'd pick them. I'd go load them in the cooler. I thought it was amazing. I made $18 a day, and I was very, very happy. It was an awesome experience, and I really learned a lot about work ethic, and not so much customer service there, even though customer service is definitely something very important to me. But that was my first job, and boy, I stuck with it way too long, probably. By the time summer was over, I spent most of my summer before my job playing with my brother and sister in the woods. We lived in the country. We didn't have a lot of neighbors near us. So by the time we got to school start, we wanted to go to school. We wanted to see other people. We wanted to spend time with someone besides my brother, my sister, or my mom and dad. So I know kids complain about going to school, but I really, really enjoyed the start of the school. I didn't necessarily like the school work or any of that kind of stuff, but that was life out in the country. And then I moved to Minneapolis, where I spent most of my career. I got the entrepreneurial bug right away. Started a landscape business as soon as I got there because I was a kid from the country, and hard work was what we knew. So that was a lot of fun. I landscaped a lot of different yards. I was working in the city where houses were right next to each other. It was a different experience. Started multiple businesses, but I guess my most notable was the brewery. Started a brewery called Bigwood Brewery in White Bear Lake, Minnesota, and it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot about it. If you want to talk about customer service and catering to your clientele, I always wanted to have a great customer service experience, and I think we did a great job. At that brewery was the epitome of a great experience for our customers, and there wasn't anything I wouldn't do for a customer. And that's pretty much how I ran every business I had, because that was you're nothing without a customer. So I made it pretty easy. The move to Arizona, it was all because of COVID. Some good stuff did come out of COVID for me. My wife was deemed 100% remote. So we started thinking about, well, should we make a change? We knew we were in a bigger house that we weren't going to live in forever. It wasn't our forever home. Her parents were going to Westbrook already, and she had a great experience with Westbrook. I had gone there twice, and I really enjoyed walking outside with the dog at 60 degrees on a January morning. That I didn't realize when I was younger what a treat that would be. But it was, and I really enjoyed it. So we said, why don't we make a change and move to Arizona? Once her job became deemed remote, why not? And I'm like, well, what am I going to do? So I changed job. I was the chief operations officer for an engineering firm, and they would not have working remote. So I went and did some consulting for another company. And that's what I was doing when I actually moved here. And I thought, I'm not really satisfied with what I'm doing. And I didn't know what business I wanted to start. So I thought about real estate. And from the minute I started researching real estate, I just felt like I wanted to do it. It felt really special to me. It's the largest purchase most people are going to make. There's a fiduciary responsibility to your customer. Once you hire a client or the client hires you, that client, it's a no-brainer. It's not about me. It's 100% about them. I have to make sure everything I do is in their best interest. And I really like the clarity of that's all it is. That's real estate. You are helping someone find a home. You're not creating a widget. You're helping someone find a home. You're helping someone sell a home. And you do the best you can for them. And so it made it really, I love the simplicity of it. I mean, you can get caught up in all the different laws and everything that's going on in real estate and the ups and downs. But for me, it's someone's always buying a home and someone's always selling a home. So I thought it was perfect for me. So I thought, well, how am I going to market myself? I really, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be my face on a bench or my face on the golf course because my face is not going to sell anything. So I was playing pickleball quite a bit. I love the sport when I'm healthy. And I was heading to a Apple League event with Kelly Lodato and Brad and I believe Carl Albrook. And we're in the car. We're talking on the way there, and we have our matches. And on the way home, Kelly said, "What do you guys want to talk about?" And I said, "Well, let's talk about how Brad was given a gift that I always wanted." And she said, "Well, what's that?" And I said, "Well, at 6th grade, he was given the gift that he knew what he wanted to do for a career in 6th grade." And I always wanted that because I always went, I love starting businesses, and maybe I wouldn't have liked it. I think the grass is greener when you look back. I wanted to have a clear path to this. Would I have done it? I don't know if I'm that guy that is going to, he wanted to be a lawyer. Am I going to go through law school? Am I going to put in the work? But it was passionate for him, and that's what he did. And he became very successful. And Kelly said to me, "How'd you know all that about him?" And I said, "Well, and this was a joke." And I said, "Well, Kelly, I listen. And I do listen. I love hearing people's stories." And a light bulb went off. I just thought, that's how I'm going to market myself to the people of Westbrook, because there's a book called Ninja Selling, and it's where you give back. You don't ask for a sale, but you give, and then eventually you'll receive. And I thought, and every time I hear a comment, I get choked up when I hear someone say, "Thank you for doing this podcast for our neighborhood," because they get it. I do it for the neighborhood. I want to hear your story. I want to hear Ed's story. I want to hear Donna's story. I want to hear everybody's story. And I want other people to hear it and be interested, because every story we all have is interesting. It kind of helps how you tell it sometimes, but it's still interesting. And even when I hear other people do interviews, and I can sit there and my wife can say, "I love that interview," I can say it was boring to me. It's just because it's exciting to one person, it may not be exciting to the next person. If it's boring to one person, it might not be boring to the next person. So I thought that would be a great way for me to do what I love doing, talking to people and listening and giving them a platform to tell their story. Because a lot of people don't want to tell their story. A lot of people are shy. They're not outgoing. So it's really fun to get these stories out, and it's awesome. I just really enjoy what I'm doing. So a little bit about podcasts. A lot of people in our neighborhood may not know podcasts. You obviously have learned about them because you're here listening to me. But one of the things I'm really proud of is there's only 1% of all podcasters that ever get more than 20 episodes. And I'm going to have more than 20. I already have more than 20 done, or as we say in the industry, in the can. But it's just fascinating that I'm going to be the top 1% of all podcasters because of this neighborhood. It's not because of me. That's what's fun about this podcast. It's not about Steve. It's about the person I'm interviewing. So we're doing the 17th podcast today, and I have more than 5 already completed and ready to go. What are the podcasts about? Tuesday is a Meet Your Neighbor podcast. It's going to be I'm going to interview a neighbor or someone that works in our neighborhood. If you know of anybody that works in the neighborhood or lives in the neighborhood with an interesting story, please tell them about this podcast and see what they think. We're going to start this podcast has been out for technically 18 weeks, because I did do the first Tuesday was a trailer. But we're going to continue doing every Tuesday. but we're going to start something in this fall, on Thursdays. We're going to start Meet Your Realtor. So that would be from your home state. So if you have a realtor from your home state that you think would be interesting to talk to, I would love to talk to them. I love learning about what realtors are doing differently in their different markets. I just want to hear about different markets. I think it's fascinating I would love to talk to someone in Telluride or someone up in the mountains of Colorado. What's it like to sell those $5 million homes? So if you know of anybody, that's going to be a podcast coming out. Or if you're just interested in listening to about real estate in different markets, I'm going to do a lot from Minnesota because that's my home market. I like to go to Washington State, Oregon. I would like to start doing a lot of them in person every time. So we'll see what that ends up being. We also have some podcasts that we're going to start more locally. We have 3 women that are going to start a podcast, and it's going to be about things in Westbrook and about my wife's going to do. Her segment will be about creating drink recipes. And then we'll have a how to cook for 2, which I think would be great because we can only eat 4 days of leftovers so many times a week. So how to cook for 2, different reviews, talking about clubs. We're going to have a great format that's just entertaining. So I think that's going to be fascinating. We're going to come up with other ideas just because it's fun. So if you have an idea for a podcast, let me know. And then my wife wouldn't let me get away without saying this, but this podcast is powered by my real estate business. So if you know of anyone that is thinking about buying or selling or just wants to talk houses over coffee, I'm your guy. I will give them the most ultimate customer service, and I'm going to enjoy it the whole time. So you let me know if you know of anybody that's buying or selling a house, and I hate saying it like that, but hey, I got to keep the lights on this podcast. So today's episode is Meet Bud Coates, a true Texas oil man with grit, heart, and lifetime of stories. From the oil fields to his new chapter in Westbrook Village, Bud's journey is as genuine as it gets. Short episode, but worth every minute. Now let's meet your neighbor. Hello, Bud.
Hi, Steve.
How are you?
Fine.
Beautiful day here in Peoria.
Played golf today.
Did you?
Made it fine.
How'd you do?
I had 81. Good for me.
81?
For a 90-year-old.
9 strokes under your age?
Exactly.
Geez, I got to make it to over 90 to probably shoot my age. That's damn good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So well, let's start with your story. Where are you from?
I was born and raised in Teague, Texas, Teague, 90 miles south of Dallas. And I was there 18 years and through high school, and then I left to go to college, University of North Texas, and graduated with a business degree. And then I went in the Marine Corps, and most of my service was in Camp Pendleton, California.
Okay.
And after I got out of there, I went to work for the Burlington Rock Island Railroad for about 8 months, and then went with Humble Oil and Refining, and was hired in Odessa in the oil field, Midland, Hobbs, New Mexico. And then I was transferred in 63 to Tucson in the marketing department.
Yeah.
And we handled service stations in 4 states with a district office here in Phoenix. And it was Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, and Nevada.
Yep.
And so anyway, I had a career with Exxon, bought out Humble Oil and Refining. And so I went with Exxon Company USA and was with them before the merger with Mobil, and retired before the merger with Mobil.
Okay, we got to get back. You went, so back when you were in Midland, how old were you right when you were out in the oil fields?
Well, I was probably somewhere around 24.
24?
25.
So have you heard of that series Landman?
Yes.
So what's that? How does that compare to you?
Well,
were you out buying rights to oil, and what were you doing?
No, I actually started out in a warehouse. We were selling all kinds of chemicals, oils, and diesels, and gasoline to the oil field. And in those days, everything was rigs were operating. They needed a lot of petroleum products.
Yep.
And we had a warehouse in Odessa. Actually, we had a warehouse in Odessa, Midland, and Hobbs. And we were servicing the oil field.
Okay. So you're 24 years old out in the oil field?
Probably, I think it's more like 25.
25?
26, yeah.
So, well, let's go back even further because I usually like to stop you a little bit. What'd you do when you were in the Marines?
Well, I went through boot camp, and then I went to. I was supposed to go to Lebanon on Lebanon crisis, and that was in June of 1958. But it blew over diplomatically, and then they put me into a communications battalion, and I spent the rest of my time in the communications battalion and company at Camp Hornola, which was 1st Marine Division in Pendleton.
So, how many years did you do for the Marines?
I was 2 years active duty and 6 years in the reserve.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Did you enjoy the Marines?
Yes. Well, I was glad to get out. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
I was not going to make a career out of it.
Sure. Did you go in intending to make a career? Or
No.
Just did you? You obviously volunteered, right?
Yeah. It's just I did a volunteer, but it was good. It was actually a good experience.
Yeah.
Glad I did. I don't think I want to do it over again, but good experience.
Yeah. I was in the Army National Guard, and I think every young man should go through basic training and serve at least 2 years just to learn the respect for what it's like to be disciplined.
The country and the flag.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We get away from that. I mean,
exactly.
I interviewed a gentleman that was in the Marines, and he went in the Marines because he got in a little trouble, and the judge said it's either a $500 fine or you're going in the Marines, and his parents said, looks like you're going in the Marines. And but it's interesting, and when people choose to go into the service.
Exactly.
And even though they're not doing it as a career. So did you play sports in high school? I
played 6 years of football.
What position?
Left guard.
Left guard. Time. Really? Oh, that's a tough position, especially in Texas.
Yeah,
they take their football serious.
We had 7th and 8th, 9th grades. We had a schedule of 10 games, and when in the varsity in the 10th, 11th, and 12th was 12 games. So
okay.
So I did all 6 years of football there. Texas.
Nice. So do you miss Texas at all?
Well, we've been out, of course, I enjoyed being brought up where I was, but we've been in Arizona since 1963.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, you still can't lose that accent.
No, not gonna. I'm 90 years old, haven't lost it yet.
Really? Yeah, that's pretty good. And you're, how many children do you have?
I've got 3 boys.
Boys?
There's 62, 64, and 66.
Okay. And is one of them in the oil business?
One of them is in the oil business in Midland. And he's doing very well in the oil business and has an oil company, OGX Resources there in Midland, and and a fracking sand company in Brady, Texas. So
really?
He's doing quite well.
Huh. Is your wife from Texas?
She's from East Texas, Lufkin.
Okay. How'd you guys meet?
We met at college.
Oh, okay. Yeah. College sweethearts?
Yep.
Nice. So, yeah. How many years you been married?
We've been married 67.
67. How long have you been retired?
I retired in 92.
92. Jeez, that's a lot of that's a long time to have to yourself and do whatever you want to do.
I had opportunities to go to work other places, but I just choose to go into the investment business.
Okay.
And it's been very successful.
Yeah. So you just invest all the money you've made over your career?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So
let the money work for you?
Exactly.
Yeah. Nice.
So I've been with Charles Schwab since 1983.
Oh, really? Oh, nice.
And very, very good company to do business with.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, a lot of those young people aren't thinking about retirement or saving money. They're buying fancy cars on credit, and yeah. So what do you? So you golf today? Do you do anything? What's your main sport now? Golf?
Well, I do. I play golf 4 times a week, and then I belong to LA Fitness and go there and try to work out.
Huh.
Not every week, but golf takes a lot of time, and so I try to go to at least once or twice to work out.
Huh. And do you still hunt?
I don't hunt anymore. I had a bad fall in Utah and cut my hand real bad, and I had to go to 55 miles to a hospital to get it sewed up. And I got to thinking, I said, at my age, I don't need to be out hunting because if it takes that long to get to a major hospital, it could be a heart attack, it could be a stroke at my age.
Sure. Yeah.
So I just stay where I'm pretty close to Banner.
Sure. At what age did you quit hunting?
I quit hunting about 6 years ago.
Really?
So
okay. Boy, so at 84, you were still out there hunting? Yeah. That's it. Hunting's not
dove
easy.
hunting.
Dove hunting?
Yeah, but this I had a lawyer friend from Houston told me, he said, when you get old, you need to be within 3 to 5 miles of a major hospital, and he's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Because even like Show Low and Pine Top, that's a regional hospital, but if anything's major wrong with you, like a heart attack or a stroke, they helicopter you down here anyway. So,
right.
So, it's he's right. Exactly.
Yeah, you gotta. I just had a friend who's 62 years old, had a stroke back in Minnesota on the driving range, and he says, "I'm fine." Fell down, and then you could see in his face.
Yeah.
And they got him on the drugs right away, whatever that drug is for strokes. I don't know yet. Luckily,
but within an hour, see if but if you're out there in a remote place hunting, you just bought the farm. That's all.
Yeah. That's that's too bad. So, do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite hunt, and where's the most exotic place you've hunted?
Well, we used to go hunting down at near the Mexican border, down at about 17, 18 miles north of Laredo, Texas.
Okay.
On the Callahan Ranch, which is a 100,000 acre ranch, and whitetail. So, we're doing that, and then I've hunted up in Utah at my son's ranch up there. So, but and then over the years, lots and lots of dove hunting.
Huh. Yeah, dove hunting. My father-in-law's a big dove hunter.
So I enjoyed
bird
that.
hunter,
and I enjoy eating doves, but a lot of people don't.
Yeah. Well, I always I always hunted whitetail, but that's because I like to eat whitetail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we they're up in Minnesota. They're a lot of corn fed, so they taste just it's like a lean beef.
Elk up in Utah, and my son's ranch. He was a 6x6.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I shot him at 225 yards. Downhill, I was higher than him.
Yeah.
When he came out of the brush, and so, but I just quit that. It's just too much in my back, and it's not conducive to walking anymore. So
yeah,
I just don't do it anymore.
Yeah, it's a tough walking in the woods.
Exactly.
It's just you're so you killed an elk. I love elk meat. That's probably my favorite meat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's that. What's your son has a ranch? What does he do?
He's the one that has the OGX Resources in Midland.
Oh, nice.
And he has that. He's got several ranches in one outside of Midland, and then Utah, 10,000 acre ranch up in Utah. So
yeah, nice.
But we've had some good times. But like I said, it's just time to hang it up.
Yeah. Have you always spent your summers here in Arizona since you've been here?
Well, except maybe short trips. We used to take some cruises. We don't do that anymore. So
yeah,
we've had 4 or 5 cruises in Caribbean and that sort of thing, Alaska, but we don't do that anymore either.
Do you kind of look at the people that leave for the summer kind of as wimps that they can't take the heat?
No, they. The thing about it is they go back home, Washington State, or cooler climates, and that's fine. But since we don't have, we used to have a cabin up in Pagosa Springs for 12 years.
Oh, nice.
And then we had one at Show Low for 6. So we've been in there in the second home business for 18 years.
But
we got to where we would worry about this house, where we lived down in the valley. And then when we were down in the valley, we would worry about that one up there.
Yeah.
So we just got out of it.
Yeah, it's a challenge having 2 homes. I mean, it's just twice the work. Yeah.
Lots of work.
How'd you like living in Pagosa Springs? That's a neat
I
little
enjoyed
town.
that. Yeah, it was very nice, and I made some good friends up there, and I did some hunting up there too
Did you?
as well.
Yeah.
But those were younger days.
Yeah. Yeah. Pagosa Springs. I mean, you're in the Rockies there.
So yeah, about 7,000 feet. So
Yeah. Yeah.
different time though for me.
Yeah. You've had quite a life.
Yeah.
Is there a favorite place that you've been to, or favorite experience you've had that you're like, geez, I wish everybody could experience this?
Well, I enjoyed that hunting down in South Texas very much. Did that almost every year for a number of years, and you made some good friends with other hunters.
Yeah.
And so forth. But yeah, I enjoyed the Pagosa and even Show Low. So played a lot of golf up at Show Low.
In Show Low?
So yeah. But like I said, the older we get, the less we want to travel.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, it's good to be. Well, you got to be close to a hospital. I mean, you got to be ready to.
Exactly.
You never know what's coming around the corner. These bodies aren't meant to last forever.
Yeah, at 90, you don't want to push your luck too much.
No, I mean, geez, you're good. You're in good shape for 90. So, so what do you like about Westbrook?
I tell you what, we actually looked at a lot of retirement communities before we chose Westbrook. But when we came out here and drove around, we saw the first thing that came to mind with me that I thought that it was very special about Westbrook was the common areas were all well manicured. The entire Westbrook village is maintained very well, and unlike some parts of Sun City, and so and then the value was here.
Yeah.
The housing, and then it was more reasonable on the golf for a membership. And other places you had to have buy-ins, large thousands of dollars. So we just chose this, and glad we did.
Yeah, I love. I have friends that live over in Scottsdale, and when they come over and visit, I remember one friend was coming over when we first moved here, and people are so judgmental about where how nice your neighborhood is or whatever it is. And I was driving in thinking that, and when you come up right here by the clubhouse where you see number 9 and number 18, it's just always so beautiful to see that green grass, and it's always maintained, and they're always working on the neighborhood. And I think that
actually they do that on purpose because people, when they drive through looking at Westbrook Village, they see those manicured hills.
Yeah.
And it's all green and nice, but they do that on purpose for people looking at Westbrook Village to have a favorable view of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't know they did it intentionally with.
Yeah, they do.
To suck
other locations, they're water conscious, So.
Right. Yep. Yeah. Did you So what do you think of these golf courses? You've golfed a lot of different golf courses. What do you think of the lakes and the vistas?
I like this course. I spent in Tempe. I spent 52 years playing that Ken McDonald golf course, and I like that and made a lot of friends. But these two here are very special. Yes, I enjoy it.
Yeah, I think I really enjoy them. I mean, they're not extremely difficult, but you still have to hit the ball well.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and there's
difficult
trees.
Difficult enough for me.
Yeah. Well, and they're a little bit shorter, which works for our clientele. I mean,
well, you got an older group here, and you don't need to have a championship golf course with all these old people. They can't hit it very far anymore.
No, we're I would say 200-yard drives are pretty respectable around here. Where the youngsters are always talking about that 275.
Exactly, yeah.
Like we used to do. I wish I could say I used to hit it that far. Are you a part of the Veterans Club too?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you get pretty involved with that?
I do. I play in the tournament every year, since it's been established. And I try to go to the meetings. I don't make every meeting, but I try to go to most of the meetings once a month.
Yeah, I think I took 10th place in the Veterans Tournament this year. What place? I think you beat me by 7. Didn't you take 3rd?
No, we third. We
got
3rd, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we had me and my 2 boys and Michael Rejo. So
who's Michael Rejo?
He's the guy that plays over here, and he has the Friday group.
Oh, okay.
That I play in, and he shoots about mid-70s.
Okay.
So,
Do you get involved in any other clubs out here?
oh yeah, I'm in the Saturday men's and the Monday veterans and Wednesday men's club.
All right, bud. Well, hey, I appreciate the conversation. Is there anything else that that you want to say about Westbrook Village?
I just want to say that if you're looking for a place to retire or change residence, Westbrook Village is the place for you.
Yeah, I would agree. I love Westbrook Village. I'm one of the younger people here. I mean, there's some 40-year-olds in here, but they can't keep up with most of the 90-year-olds. So,
No.
You guys are. It's always hard to keep up with the retirement community because you guys have time and you've been around, so you know how to make a cocktail. You know how to enjoy yourself. So, yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You bet.
Yep. Thank you for listening to the Meet Your Neighbor podcast. If you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And feel free to share this podcast with your friends and fellow neighbors. Until next time, take care and keep connecting.